4 scary stories that will send chills down your spines. Welcome to Horror Diaries, where every story is real and every whisper is true. Relax, turn off the lights as we delve in. Before we start, please press the subscribe button and like this video. Also, where are from and what time are you watching? Story 1: The Enfield Haunting, the terrifying true story that shook England. In the quiet suburbs of North London stood a house. It wasn't a castle, not an asylum. Just an ordinary council house at 284 Green Street, Enfield. But in 1977, what happened inside became one of the most chilling true hauntings ever recorded. It began one summer night. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother of 4, heard her daughters calling from their shared room. Terrified. Furniture was moving on its own. Drawers slid open. A heavy chest of drawers lifted and slammed into the opposite wall. When Peggy tried to move it back, it wouldn't budge, as if some unseen force was holding it down. That was the beginning. Over the next few nights, the house became alive with noise. Knocks echoed from the walls. Objects flew across rooms, and voices, deep growling voices, came from nowhere. Neighbors saw chairs sliding on their own. Police officers witnessed a chair lift and move without anyone touching it. The officers signed official statements. It was no longer just the Hodgson story, it was evidence. Soon, paranormal investigators arrived. Maurice Gross and Guy Lyon Playfair from the Society for Psychical Research. They recorded more than 200 hours of audio tapes. On those tapes, banging sounds, strange voices, and the most disturbing of all, a deep, gravelly voice claiming to be Bill Wilkins, the ghost of a man who had died in that same house years before. When they traced the name, records confirmed it. A man named Bill Wilkins had indeed died there, sitting in the living room chair. Skeptics called it a hoax. They said the girls were faking it for attention. But when cameras were set up, something strange kept happening. The activity always returned when no one was watching. And when the investigators tried to question the voice directly, the answers were specific. Too specific. It described details only Bill Wilkins' son could confirm. Details never made public. The haunting continued for over a year. Furniture moved, voices echoed, and family members were thrown from their beds. By 1979, the activity slowly faded. The Hodgsons moved on but never forgot. To this day, 284 Green Street stands. The new owners say it's quiet now, but neighbors, they still cross the street before passing by. Some say it was real, some say it was faked. But those who heard the voice of Bill Wilkins still swear it wasn't human. Would you dare spend one night inside that house? Story 2: The Boy in the Box. America's most haunting unsolved case. A boy found in a cardboard box, wrapped in a blanket, alone in the freezing woods. No name, no witnesses, no answers, just a boy dead and forgotten. February 1957. A hunter wandering near Philadelphia discovered a small box lying in a ditch. Inside was the body of a little boy, around 4 to 6 years old, bruises, scars, his hair recently cut. He'd been carefully wrapped, almost gently. Detectives called him the boy in the box. They checked missing child reports nationwide, however, nothing. Hospitals, orphanages, even fingerprints, no match. Not one person ever came forward to claim him. The case tore through the city. Reporters flooded the scene. Thousands viewed his reconstructed face, hoping someone would recognize him. Decades passed. DNA testing came. Technology evolved. Still, no identity. Then in 2022, 65 years later, Philadelphia police finally named him Joseph Augustus Zarelli. But who killed him? Why was he abandoned? Even today, no one knows. Some say you can't rest until your story is told. Joseph's story took 65 years to whisper its name, but his killer's voice still silent. Would you still sleep knowing the box is still open? Hello, are you still there? If yes, then let's continue Story 3: The Sallie House. The most terrifying haunting in America. Imagine moving into your dream home and finding out it already belongs to someone else. Someone dead. They call it the Sallie House, and it's not just haunted, it's angry. In 1993, Tony and Deborah Pickman moved in, newlyweds, excited, expecting a baby. But within days, the lights flickered. The dog barked at empty corners. Then came the scratches. 3 deep claw marks appearing on Tony's chest right in front of Deborah. They set up cameras. Toys moved on their own. Electrical devices turned on and off. And sometimes, a shadow of a small girl appeared. Locals say she's Sallie, a 6-year-old who died there in the 1900s during a botched surgery. But others believe Sallie isn't a little girl at all, that something darker uses her image to lure people in. Paranormal teams still visit EVPs capture a child's voice. Objects fly, batteries drain instantly. And guests report waking up with fresh scratches, just like Tony. If you ever visit 508 North 2nd Street, don't go in alone. And if the lights flicker, don't look away. The Sallie House still waits. Would you like to visit Sallie House? Story 4. The Last Story, Hinsdale House. The exorcism that failed deep in the woods of western New York stands a house that refuses to stay quiet. They call it the Hinsdale House. From the outside, it looks peaceful, like a forgotten farmhouse. But inside, something ancient is waiting, and no priest, no prayer could ever drive it out. It all began in the early 1970s. Clara and Phil Dandy moved into the old 2-story home with their 4 children, hoping for a quiet life. But within days, the quiet turned to whispers. Objects vanished. Footsteps echoed through the halls. The family's youngest daughter began talking to someone no one else could see, a man she called Michael. At first, they thought it was just imagination, until the scratching started. Inside the walls, lights flickered, doors slammed on their own. And sometimes, the entire house vibrated as if something massive was moving underground. Then came the animals. Their family pets refused to enter certain rooms, growling at empty air. One night, Clara saw shadowy figures outside watching from the tree line. When she stepped closer to the window, the figures vanished. But the next morning, the grass outside was burned, as if something had stood there overnight. Desperate, the Dandy family called Father Alphonsus Trabold, a Catholic priest known for dealing with possession. When he entered the house, he reported a heavy pressure in the air, a sense of evil. He performed an exorcism that day. Latin prayers filled the house as he sprinkled holy water across the rooms. But halfway through, the walls began to shake. Everyone heard it, a low growl echoing from deep beneath the floorboards. The exorcism failed. The family fled shortly after. But before they left, they captured photographs, strange mists, glowing orbs, and shadowy shapes appearing in mirrors. Investigators who entered later described overwhelming dread, headaches, and nausea. Some said they felt watched from every corner, and those who tried to stay overnight rarely lasted until morning. Even modern paranormal teams have recorded screams, moving objects, and full-bodied apparitions. One investigator collapsed, saying he heard 100 voices whispering his name. Today, the Hinsdale House still stands. Peeling paint, cracked windows, wound but alive with energy. It's open for tours and ghost hunts, and every visitor signs a waiver before entering. They say you can still hear chanting from the woods at night, and the faint sound of a priest's voice echoing in the dark, still trying to finish what he started. Some houses are haunted by the dead, but Hinsdale feels haunted by the earth itself. Would you dare spend one night inside? Subscribe for more true horror stories, because some places never let you leave.